bars are really about the people.
This is why it's great, and this is why we believe in it.
Share the bear.
2 bears, 1 more! Let's go! Woo!
All right, so we're back with Meredith Barry, not from the Violet Hour. She has been letting us know about her new endeavors with Gerard Kraft and making hooch, as she calls it, which is categorically correct.
No, I gave that the Berg, the Amari test number 2.
So this is Amari test number 2.
It's called Amari test number 2 because it was a fuck up of me trying to make Amaro. I say Amari. Amari is the plural.
Yeah.
So it is Amaro, as in one. But it was me trying to make a specific Amaro and it didn't work. So then it was a happy accident that it tasted like chartreuse.
Chartreuse. That is, if we could ever, that's the sponsorship we're looking for. But
Yeah, we're looking for the green chartreuse.
So I've been lucky, I want you to tell me about it. I've been lucky enough to, I know at the beginning of the show, we
I have very small
weirdly
amounts, but I
discussed
brought it to you guys.
how big of fans we are of it. I've been lucky enough to have this before once. And if I remember drunkenly correctly, this is as close. Like, I used to think there was nothing like chartreuse. And then is it Torres? Torres does one, and it's in that wicker basket.
Oh yeah, it's very, but it's far more. It's not as dry, right? So there's far more like
chartreuse, because that's again like it's
chartreuse
similar.
is very
It's similar.
specific, right? It's very specific, but we're talking about it like an Italian version. There's Genepe, like we're talking about Alpine region.
Although color's a little off,
the color is very much off.
but that's oxidation, I imagine.
It's hard to do. It's hard
But
to.
your profile is dead fucking on.
I didn't care as much about color, and
Also, would you really be
Nose,
happy
keep that
just
nose.
remaking chartreuse?
no, I wanted to do. Doing something else is better. Doing something
To take inspiration from and build on.
right and
Or-
building on that.
Okay, yeah, yes.
Fun fact.
Decoding these recipes.
Pretty good. Fun fact, Andy ruined chartreuse for me because the first time I tried it, you gave it to me and I was super fucked up. And then I started projectile vomiting shortly after I left.
Shut the fuck up.
We gotta get the guy more chartreuse.
Success.
That's okay.
Yeah, it is okay.
You just have to drink more of it.
Oh no!
Yes, you have
Now,
Oliver, you have
I
to
don't,
drink
I don't have,
I will fire you.
I don't have an exact memory of this situation,
No, I
but
mean,
I
you have to
imagine
live
me
by
as a
it. Like,
person
it's-
telling Oliver no about 6 times.
It's not. It's
Oh
not
my
liquor.
God.
I imagine I tell most people no
Chartreuse is
Yeah.
not just a liquor.
because it's not. You have to start with it, not end with
I
it.
think he did tell me no.
And I think,
Chartreuse is
oh,
like
no,
generations and
Mark, do it.
generations of like
It's
fucking
magical.
blood, sweat, and tears, and like people who've like really like
I mean, they
destroyed a whole life, destroyed the rest of a human existence to only make it. Like it's
Carthusian
unlike
monks have been run out of France twice by the
unlike-
French government and brought back twice.
yeah, it's unlike anything
keep
else
doing
in the
it.
world.
Like
it's
crazy.
It's unlike anything else in the world,
Right.
and there's. I mean, I
like
think
getting
there's
wasted on
one
chartreuse is unlike
company
anything
that
else in the world,
decoded
too.
it
It's
and
great.
found its old recipe, and I can't remember it. I think I saw the article in Punch. Drink.
But Meredith got her tools together and she says, I'm making that race car anyway. And she did a damn good job at walk us through what
Thank you. I hope that you can. I mean, smell it, of course, like because the nose.
I would
Here's
say-
my favorite. Oh yeah, go
I would
ahead.
say off the bat, there's a little bit more peppercorn to it.
Definitely,
I get lavender. That was what was always stood
Yeah,
out.
lavender is
lavender's
in there
obvious
as well. Yeah,
Like,
but there is
even with
pink.
the-
There's
that's why I was
pink
gonna say use the
peppercorn.
oxidation with the water. Like it's got this floral aspect that chartreuse doesn't really try to do, and I think that's a.
I think chartreuse is a little floral. I think it's just overridden by other things.
That aged really well in that. It did. It gets better and better as it's sitting. That's the incredible thing about making these spirits is that the more time that it rests, more things come up. Now, there's definitely, I think, if I was going to change this, there's a bitterness at the end. I enjoy because I like Amari.
Again, yeah, your initial step was Mari anyway. So
Right. So there's that at first there's like super amounts of botanicals and it's very high proof and you're getting great texture. But in this, like, whereas chartreuse is like the sweetness lift, this gives you just like that end that's like just a touch bitter.
Maybe a part of why I really like yours a lot more anyway is that, I mean, chartreuse is amazing, but it's freaking Robitussin. It's a syrup.
Yeah, and I
yours
tried.
has got a little bit more, acid to it. I guess it's not so thick.
I tried to make it a little drier.
Yeah,
I think I always go for the more dry side, while still having like.
There's definitely a lot more.
Where are you selling this at?
There's definitely a lot more floral to it though as well. So like,
I'm not selling this yet.
Not this one. Okay, got it. Sorry,
This is R&D,
my bad.
but
it will be. You're tasting something that's like not available yet.
what's the Alpine type?
What are the Alpine herbs?
Yeah.
Well, God, I wish I had my notebook here. But this
Because like you're not able to put like pine needles in.
no,
Yeah.
no, I'm cutting this with like fresh rosemary, and then there's a lot of juniper in there as well,
Right.
and mint, peppermint, and spearmint, but just a little bit, not as much, and
Any cardamom?
black, not green.
Nice.
Or
Yeah.
Now,
The
are
husk and maybe a couple
we
of
say
the
that we get
seeds.
lavender out of it. Does that mean there's lavender in
I
it?
did put lavender
okay,
in there.
Does it always mean that's why that's why
Yeah,
it's
I
there?
did put lavender in there. You know, lavender is in the mint family.
There's as I read more Drunken Botanist because I put that book down for 10 years.
It's a great book.
It's crazy the families like
That they're all connected
lemon
to.
balm is
Lemon
part
balm,
of something else.
eucalyptus,
Lemon verbena,
lemon. Yes,
like they're all part of these odd little families.
Then you also have, lavender. There's another one that I use a lot, all the time.
Mulberry was weird because mulberry is not technically mulberry. Mulberry is part of something else.
Right, and then people think that wintergreen is actually a mint, and it's not.
That's interesting.
It's not a mint. It's also very dangerous. You have to be careful with
One
it.
day we'll have a botanist on here, and she'll say. But like I said, as I start to read, like Drunken Botanist is one of the
Well, going
best
into this, like,
freaking
yeah, I mean, I've been
cocktail
doing
books
Drunken
as far as
Botanist.
that
I've been
goes.
like going into these, like, just like herbal, like time warps of like just like so much of like
the first thing they tell you in that book is that like there's try as you may, unless they come up with something in the rainforest. Like everything that has been found to be in nature has been fermented and distilled for better or worse. Like you're
Yeah,
not going to come up with some
absolutely.
new distillate other than, I mean, even ants have been done at this point. So,
beetles and
it's
ants
like-
and all the
it's like
things.
you're not going to be like, oh, what if we distilled? Yeah, okay, yeah, somebody did that.
Yeah, somebody did that because
there-
we're humans and that's what we
psilocybin
do.
ferments?
I don't know if psilocybin. It would be
Can
great to have
resist it.
Mara on here, molecular biologist that we know. It would be interesting to know if psilocybin makes it through the fermentation process. I don't know if chemical changes in mushrooms being fermented changes if psilocybin was existence before or after. She could tell us. That's another podcast, I think. But yeah, I don't know.
I'd love to dive into that.
I like
That'd
the
be
idea of psilocybin in cocktails before I like the idea of THC in them.
Yeah.
Like I think that there's more applicable processes
Benefits.
there than there are. Yeah, like I obviously I like both, but I like to keep them separate for
It just
scientific
seems
reasons.
for me like THC and alcohol have to be like two completely different.
Yeah,
times. Like, they don't-
and it's THC
They don't work
carboxylated
together
or uncarboxylated. It's very different in your bloodstream than it is through your respiratory system.
Right.
And some people can respond very differently. That's why edibles
They
work
do.
or
Like
don't
edibles,
work,
like,
and-
yeah, of course. Like,
But psilocybin is something that works universally and has a lot of delivery systems, so
Yeah.
could be interesting.
I think it'd be interesting to move on that. I'm sorry.
No,
what
you're
were
fine.
you saying?
But I was just gonna say I didn't know that people can ingest. Like, there's certain people who are just metabolically designed to ingest THC, and it doesn't affect them at all. Like, there's people who can take 1,500
Sounds like
milligrams.
a nightmare.
and it means nothing. But when they smoke it, everything's fine. Everything's normal. It's just-
Oh, okay.
if they
Yeah,
ingest
I
it,
actually have a
edibles
lot
are-
of friends who.
I don't do well with them.
Yeah, I think I do better with ingesting it than I do smoking
love
it.
ingesting.
Oh no, edibles are worthless almost on me.
Really?
Yeah, like if somebody goes over the top,
And I love edibles, and I smoke
then I might
cigarettes,
get
which I
sleepy, but I
hate
never
doing.
once I'm like, oh, I'm high on this Rice Krispie treat, or
I
oh,
get
I'm
the
on this brownie.
best high when I'm having an edible,
Yeah.
but I microdose.
When I get
I'm
up,
I'm tiny
that, no.
bites, tiny bites and tiny things.
well, yeah, you're not trying to go for the, and I'm the same. Like even
don't
when
go crazy. I
even when I
can't do
burn,
it.
I'm very big into. I am a sativa over indica. I'm not trying to melt on the couch. I actually want to be productive in what I'm doing, and
I'm a one-hit
it's
wonder though
balanced
now.
to me.
Like I used to
Oh.
wake and bake, and now I'm a
it
one-hit
balances me
wonder. I
out,
just
like-
I
like-
smoke a little bit, and then I'm like, boom, done.
post
Like,
Marine Corps, it balances me right the f out. Like me without the weed is just. It is a mean toddler. Like,
I think I'm better with me. I honestly think I am too, because we were talking about earlier, like that I'm
So-
just like my own villain. And I'm like, I can get behind there.
oh yeah.
I'm a little cray
I
cray.
try to. Yeah, I think we all try to. like
How's
the
that
whole-
chartreuse, baby?
He's good.
Okay.
Now he's got his own microphone all of a sudden. It's great.
I'm sorry.
So if you ever did bring this to market, if you ever developed this into something in the market, what would you end up calling it? Because
I think I would closer call it like a Genepe, like an American Genepe.
Nice.
Like you can't call it a chartreuse.
you can't call it
because
green.
You can't. I think it's a Genepe, like an American
Well,
Genepe.
chartreuse, you get
And
it,
I think
yeah.
that category, especially in
getting-
the last 2 or 3 years, has had a lot of success. Even in the middle states.
I mean, I'm getting all of my herbs from STL Herbs. So they all are as local and organic as they possibly can be. And
Where are they located at?
they're in Maplewood.
Where
STL Herbs
everything
used to be
awesome
Cheryl's
is.
I was
Herbs.
gonna say, don't you mean Cheryl's Herbs?
They left. They're the same people who used to work for Cheryl's Herbs, but Cheryl
Cheryl's not in. Now it's
Cheryl
just
passed,
herbs.
and then
Oh.
they left, and then they're keeping whoever
That's
bought
actually who
out
I used,
Cheryl's.
too.
Whoever bought out Cheryl's is not. So those people left and made STL
I
Herbs.
feel like this is the place you guys should do your Rocky Horror Picture Show.
What?
You hear Cheryl's herbs. You
It's
have
so tiny. What are you talking about?
makes
You want us to
sense.
do? You want us to do
Yeah.
Rocky Horror Picture Show?
not Rocky Horror. I'm sorry, Little Shop of Horrors. is
Little
what it
Shop of Horrors.
That doesn't even.
Yeah, you got the plant.
Suddenly
It's in the tiny.
see more
Standing beside you.
standing beside me.
You don't need no makeup.
You're welcome.
Don't need to pretend.
Don't need to pretend. Fuck that.
That was good.
Stop.
Stop.
Keep it. Keep it. I gotta pee.
So, what is the spirit company called? Actually,
La Verta.
La Verta.
La
What-
Verta.
What does that relate to?
It means the truth
Oh,
in Italian.
all right.
So that's why it's like everything's handmade, everything's done. You know,
You are the truth.
it's the truth.
Our truth.
Do you have
really-
any? Is this just you? Like, is there any other
It's just me,
outside? Like,
me and Gerard. That's it.
does Gerard like taste stuff?
Yeah,
and
he
go
comes
this or
in and we
that?
taste together. I make the things and then he comes in and we discuss it and we talk about it and then we move on.
Do you use them more as like a balancing agent? Because like, so like when I make stuff,
I
I'll
need
usually like
You
be
saying
like,
it's 60-40?
I'll
Like you?
it's all me.
Yeah.
Making everything. It's
like
my
99
recipes and
one.
me there doing everything.
He's a
hand.
soundboard. I feel like
I-
that's where we were trying to get to.
I made a
you
reach
saying
out.
it's 60-40?
Well, Phil Lockett came by and washed some stuff
Hey,
and zested
I mean-
some things. And I had a few people come in and do that. Josh Welker, who is my little baby bar back that I've taken
He's great.
in.
I like that
and
guy a lot.
I love him so much. And he's such a hard worker and he's
Yeah.
so caring and good. And he's really coming in his own of like innovation.
Cool.
And I'm super proud of him and I want the world for him and I'll do anything for him. And I didn't know I was going to find like my little baby. I don't have children, so I have adult children and dogs. That's what I do.
That's how my father feels.
All right. So what's in the glass here?
That is the it's test number 17.
That number
of an Amaro. It's test number 17 of Amaro. We are looking to do Fernet, but before I went for a Fernet, I wanted to make a very good Amaro base that I enjoyed to drink. So
now, for
that's
those of
what
us
this
at home
is.
that don't understand what the hell you're talking about, what is that
Amaro and Amari. Amaro is one, Amari is many. So it is a digestivo in Italy, and many different homes in Italy make their own Amaros, and you can do it from a grape base, a brandy base is really what it is. You can do a grape brandy, a grappa, or you can do a neutral grain spirit, or you could do a whiskey as well. Now that we have are understanding extractions more.
Do you have sarsaparilla in here? This is delicious.
Do you like it?
Sorry, it tastes like root beer.
I mean, this is newly sugared. It's only been sugared for about 3 weeks. So
I could lose it.
that's the thing. You can make a cocktail and it's that immediate gratification. But when you're making a spirit, which is it is a cocktail. It's just sugar, a spirit, some botanicals, and water. That's a cocktail. Just been aging for a little bit longer. And I mean, it's kind of that sense of like batching. When you batch and like you do multiple spirits in one, it melds much better because you're marrying everything, and all those little baby molecules tend to then go, I really like you. And then they all come together because they like each other. And then they taste better a little bit later. Science.
So yeah, a little bit of like cedar to it. Definitely a little bit of clove.
So I added a couple of hickory chips that I toasted. That was per Gerard. He was like, try this out. So we're not, because Fernet is actually aged in barrels, Slovenian oak for just a few, maybe like 3 to 4 months. Slovenian oak is very mellow, right? So it's not going to like do a lot of additives. It's just going to like mellow everything out.
Had a stout that was aged in Fernet barrels.
Well, that's interesting.
It was awesome.
I would like that. And I love Fernet. And this is nothing like Fernet because it doesn't give you the lift in the middle palate and the end palate. Right. I want the base that I like. And I want something to be elegant and nice that I would drink and that I would enjoy. And then I'm going to add then this still has a lot of peppermint, a lot of spearmint. I mean, we're not talking about like that it didn't have a lot. Like this is a lot.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting like just the menthol itself. Like,
right.
Like,
but
I'm
it's
not
not the
even
lift that you would expect.
as much as I am actually feeling it. You know, does that make sense? There's something else that.
Okay.
That's how you taste.
Turmeric?
There is turmeric. There has to be turmeric in there.
Why are you fucking flicking me off?
I get to talk now.
There is the regular turmeric that you would know in American where it does have that like orange color, and then there's white turmeric as well.
I only know that because last week I was cooking with turmeric and it stained my fingernails so bad.
Yes, and that gives it color. But like, actually, the more aroma is from the white turmeric.
How do you feel about this?
So the nata, yeah.
I think it's not quite there yet.
Really?
I think I like it where it is. I like the texture, but there's something missing for me. Like I want more from it.
What would you? Could you suss out like what it would be?
It's hard to say because playing with the bittering elements. I mean, it's so like one more tiny clove or one more tiny bit of one root. I mean, it's not even when we're talking about bittering agents, you can't double or triple it up because you're tripling the size.
It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. Extractions don't work that way. So it's hard.
It's like black pepper in cooking. It has its limit.
Yeah. I'm making tea,
So what, where I think you're at now is there's a lot of things that remind me of Amaro Sabia.
Right, which is one of my favorites.
Well, easily one of my
So
favorites.
of course I went directly towards there.
Right, but
palate wise,
it doesn't have the acid content, which isn't a bad thing.
Right.
Because that's the signature. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the hard thing about making Amaro to me, which I think a lot of people who do make Amari don't think about, is how do you stand out in that market? Market probably ain't the best word, but why does your Amaro exist with everything else that's going on?
Right, because there's so many.
So I kind of really enjoy this.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me, I'm also a fan of Moletti and Amaro Montenegro. So it might be it's all of the Amaros that I enjoy mixed into
Classic
one that
New
is
York
also
one, by the way. I mean,
super palatable.
Have you mixed it with citrus at all?
This does have zest in it.
I mean, have you just?
I haven't shaken it with. That's a good. I have not.
Because Amaro Montenegro actually works really, really, really well with citrus.
Right.
Whereas,
in the infusion process, I have fresh lemon zest and fresh orange zest, and then dried bitter orange and bitter lemon.
Right. So, are you looking for the more what are you not getting?
I mean, I think because I'm so focused on trying to make Fernet that it's not where I want it to be, but I enjoy it.
It's fantastic.
I drink it and I go, okay, this is very good. I'm enjoying this, palatable. I could drink this just as a after dinner drink, but I think I'm just so focused on it being Fernet and wanting that lift in the middle and that lift at the end of, that it falls flat for me. But at the same time, I want that citrus.
But that's part of what's fun about doing it right now. Is
but
that
also,
you get, I mean, as good as this is, because honestly, on its own, fantastic. But you get to keep progressing and keep working on this particular formula, and that's
right. And I can
to
keep
anyone
this.
that,
I can keep this formula as is and be okay, this is good for this.
I just don't want when you're oh, that's not where I want it to be. It's not a. I don't want to seem like it's a downer. It's a lot of what we like about our job in this craft anyway is that middle ground, the journey to get to point.
I think so much that we get so intensely into that zone that we can't see outside of.
It's hard to self-evaluate.
I mean, I think that everything I'm going to do is going to be a failure. So
keeps you driving. If everything was great, that's odd. No, I think again, you have to. I've had people be well, you're hard on yourself. It's well, if you're not.
I'm trying to
critical of yourself.
Trying to figure it out. The quinine's there. You're using Chihuahua bark, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely.
I feel it. It's not.
Angelica's there.
Yeah.
Genoa's there. It's all there. Clove is there. Star anise, cardamom, both green and black. Ginger is there.
Did you try the hickory? I guess you.
What about Mary
Yeah,
Ann?
I did the hickory. Yeah, I've tried it without and with, and I kind of like the hickory. How I've sugared it is a rich demerara, but with vanilla pods infused in the sugar. So the process that I did, and I don't know if it's correct or not, but I basically, I've seen it other ways where they infuse and then they make a tea. But I have a neutral grain spirit and it's high proof at 190. So I figured I'd make the tea first, make a nice concentrated tea.
And then spill it.
and
No.
not without the bitters.
Also,
and then I'm spilling the tea right now. So I did a concentrated tea without the bittering agents, mostly just the spices
So, like,
and
are you
the
looking for
actual
something
like
more tannic in it, or I mean, like, if we're like really narrowing it down, I know like Fernet's use a lot of saffron or tarragon.
a lot of saffron. Actually, Fernet uses about 75% of the world's saffron.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
Yeah,
75% of the world's
It's still
saffron.
still affordable.
which is. What,
But they also
it's
use
Iranian or
aloe which I
Vietnamese? Is
can't
that
get.
correct?
It's a bitter aloe.
I know
Can't
it's,
get
it's,
that.
it's Iranian, but I don't remember where like the.
You don't have to give me specifics on this, but do you use different proofs for different botanicals?
Yeah.
Because I'm actually working on developing Malort right now. Our drinking.
Well, I
beer.
just made a blood orange Malort. If you want to try it, I don't have it here, but I somehow
yeah,
did it, and
we'll
I
mess
was like,
around.
"What the fuck? How'd I do this?"
I just was looking.
Gerard was like, "This can't be our first product,"
I mean, I don't know.
but
and I was like, "There's a market for this."
You gonna drink that so we can try her other stuff?
yeah, can I finish talking?
No.
All right.
So you're trying to do a Malort?
No. But do you find different proofs for different botanicals?
Well, I really do. Yes, there has to be, because honestly, the bittering agents, like if you put them right into the like a high proof, very quickly.
Just
So you have
fucking
to be
kills it.
very careful. But even if you're adding like water, like I mean, it only takes like a few days, like maybe 6 days, maybe
right.
after you've diluted it to about 120. And that was a friend of mine who was like, try diluting it to like 120 proof. And then, so that's what I did. So I decided to make the tea water that was infused and super tannic and super concentrated. Then I diluted my Everclear, which is 120, 190, I'm sorry, and bringing it down to 120 with the tea water, and then adding the bittering agents. For only, honestly, it didn't even take 6 days. It took like 3 days. I like kept tasting it every single
Have
day
you ever
to
thought
see
about-
the change. And then I was like, I have to release it. I have
When
to
I did
release
my-
it.
When I did that,
Like,
with
this is too much,
Mizunara
because-
bitters with ginseng, it took I mean hours.
Hours.
Yeah. I get
Have you ever thought
And
about?
wormwood the same way. Like it's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
It's
The
just ridiculous.
ginger root and wormwood, the tiny, I mean, literally, you have 3 gallons of something and it's like the tiniest little bit.
If you're
And
overdoing,
you're
you're
just
giving
like,
everyone
and
a
you
headache.
taste it and you're
It's
like,
the worst. Yeah.
it's
great.
like, I'm dying.
It's so good.
Good job,
Yeah.
absinthe.
I mean, I love bitters.
Have you ever thought about using hops?
Yes, I have. But I would like to play with that a little bit more.
I think
I would like to do something that's really like super, like this is why I love Bull Rush and
I
like
feel like
this,
something
yeah,
like
like
Centennials or like stay away from the fruity end of it. Like stay on the
no, don't like not Citra hops, like for sure. Like go a little more on the savory for sure. I would like to play with that, but I don't know that. I've never worked at a brewery before.
So
I only know it
generally,
based on
like-
like
there's-
Cicerone stuff.
150 proof is really good for hops or marijuana. But anything from that family, like 150,
Got yelled at by a
155
brewer
proof.
though one time because although hops and bud, they are in the same family.
They are.
cannabis. But like
Genetically
I asked him one time, I was
speaking.
like, so if we aeroponic hops, do we get like super hops? And he got so mad. Like he was like, you're not like, clearly it was not the first idiot to ask this, but like it showed how much I didn't understand in the difference of the two plants. But like, although they're the same species, I thought it was just a good question to ask. But he was just like, he was aeroponic hops, you get hops. He was, I don't tell you, he was such a
Right.
It's such a primal thing. Hops. So, I mean, like it's what
There's actually probably a school of thought there too that just there's tradition that runs into the innovation. And,
Yeah, I mean, whatever happens in weed that doesn't happen for hops, you don't get the crystallization or anything.
All right.
Well,
apparently,
You can.
apparent to Colin.
I don't know. I don't know.
Colin from Springfield Brewing Company, who actually was in the top 100 breweries at one point, like recently.
Congratulations! Shout out to This guy that yelled at Andy one time.
Springfield, if it
Don't be a
burns
dick to
to
Andy.
the ground.
Hey man,
if
I
it
went to
burns the
Springfield
ground-
for the first time
You
ever
went, I know,
during
you met with
COVID.
Caleb.
All right, what do you want us to drink
Yeah.
next?
He's the best.
Oh, this is Arancello. Arancello Rosso. So it's Arancello is orange cello.
Yeah, you went to Springfield. Went to was it Vandevort, the hotel?
I did. I went to the
Yeah,
Vandervoort
beautiful place. You
Hotel.
worked
Angels Envy treated me very well.
there. Yep.
Okay.
That's why I put it over there.
Cheers.
And then-
I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, Caleb Strangham. That's his name. Yes.
Yeah.
He's one of the best. Like that.
Yeah, he knew you
Shit,
very
what-
well.
What is that?
Oh,
Like,
we were homies. So-
what's that like grassy kind of vibe to it? Or is that just,
Man, that's just
that's just Arancello
Zest.
in general?
that's the
it.
Arancello in general.
Well, she
Like
puts the dish soap on it and extracts this magic. Now, this is really good. Like, I would use this in a blood and sand over orange juice.
it's fresh because it tastes like orange.
That doesn't make sense.
It tastes. I know because it's just the rind.
No, I'm yelling at him, not you.
Oh,
There's nothing new. It's nothing new. He hates everything I like.
That's not it's true at
It's
all.
okay. It's okay. No, this is good. It gives you the orange that you
It'd
want.
be fair to say that I hate everything that doesn't like you.
Sorry, Mom.
That's how you make a clip. That's great.
That's a bumper.
That's a bumper.
Yeah, you get one right. This is really fucking amazing. This is really good. There's like zero sediment. Like you.
Yeah, I clarified the fuck out of that shit.
It's really nice.
What does Dave Arnold say about coffee filters? He's like, it's a drag, man.
No, I'm with you. Like,
But I do it.
I literally. Have
I do it. That's all I have.
I almost made it.
I don't have a centrifuge from like Booker and Dax. So go fuck yourself. Like,
Wait, no.
oh, you do?
Bull Rushes.
I bet you do.
Gerard,
I bet you do.
Gerard, get your girl a fucking centrifuge already, man.
Right. You're
Somebody
more than
else
welcome.
get him
Hey,
one.
You're more than welcome to
Yeah.
come use
No,
our
that's true.
centrifuge.
Thank you.
For anything you need,
You have a
obviously. Yeah. Well, Rob does. I mean, I have one by default. Yes. We have a diffuse. Like
Clarify that shit.
We've got a still where I like last year.
Gerard,
Rob
Rob has a centrifuge. Why don't you have one?
Yeah, no, Ted does too. Like
Probably has
Ted
one
could be helping.
restaurant.
Ted has two of them.
Are you serious? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Ted has two. Or that's
centrifuges. They're time consuming, and you do need that specific chemical to like actually make it clear. Like,
right.
the
And
gravity.
honestly,
so,
like
so like it is a little. If
there's
agar is
something really
applicable or
satisfying
coffee
about the
filters are
fact.
applicable. It's
I
better.
don't think you necessarily want it clear. You just want the solids out, right?
right. I just want the
would-
solids out.
I mean, color itself's not important. I think of it in the sense of like changing the profile.
It might change the texture. I don't know.
I mean,
so
body.
It's
You would think by assumption because like you do agar stuff,
you
you get a little
using,
bit of that
like, coffee
gelatin
filters?
in there for some weird reason.
agar is like.
It's tough, but I've got it down. Damn it!
I mean, I've clarified a lot of juice that way. Like with the.
And that's it, only for juice.
I mean, yeah,
Yes,
and then
you get the
and
weird body from it. But
right,
you have to pre-batch it because it'll turn on you in a heartbeat. Like it'll mold overnight. Like
it will.
you have to batch it prior to it kind of stays. And it's a lot of steps. It is a lot of steps, but I don't think that it's.
I mean, what I'm
I
doing
don't
right
think you
now
should
is like.
have to, but I also don't think it's pointless.
No, it's not
It's
pointless.
somewhere in the middle.
I make
Well,
a
the
point.
question is, what do I do with everything that I've frozen?
Let's make a point not to talk about it.
I don't.
So think about it, all
my
the
days of
zest that I've
sanctuary, I
used for
froze a lot.
everything.
I didn't. My clarification days were.
I've gone through 5,000 pieces of fruit
Wait. So everything
in a month
hang on,
or
everything
more.
you've zested, you smashed and juiced and froze it.
I smashed and juiced. I vacuum sealed and I froze it.
Are you gonna do like a tea with like?
I don't know. I could do more cordials,
Like,
but I
Mr.
didn't want to
Joe
do
Conroy
cordials
says
because they
do
only
teas.
last so long. So what do? I put everything and I said, this is the way we preserve it because I don't know what to do with it. So I'm going to vacuum seal it and I'm going to freeze it and I'm going to figure it
You
out
sell it
later.
to Mission Taco so they can put a crouton on it, light it on fire, and make a Mai Tai.
Yeah, we could do that.
whatever the
Don't do a
zombie is, the
crouton.
zombie
You know
is
what
the
you should
zombie.
do? You should
Do-
take all the pineapples that you have,
Uh-huh.
juice your pineapples, Take
Are you
all
talking about
the.
Mission Taco or just in general?
This is how you do a sustainable fucking program.
Oh yes, absolutely.
You juice all your pineapples, you take all the pulp, you lay it out flat, you dehydrate it,
fibers.
you make it into a chip, and then you make that
Did
your
Drake
fire
tell you
piece.
that to make chips?
You make pineapple chips.
know.
It's fucking delicious. Put some red hot fucking salt on that shit and eat it. Or fucking put it and like put some 151 in. You don't have to use like croutons.
No, I know.
Then you're using a pineapple chip. It's got the aroma of the same fucking thing
Dude,
of
I'm
toast.
not kidding you.
and
It's
the
fucking
citrus.
croutons, and I laughed my whole ass off. And mine's a large ass.
So what are we drinking here anyway?
You're drinking the Arancello Rosso right
Oh,
now.
I know that, but I'm saying just explain
Well,
to
that's
people what
blood.
it is because
so
no one
it's-
knows what the fuck that is.
Sorry.
You're good.
Arancello is
Stop being or me.
I'm not being mean
this.
to her.
Arancello Rosso means this is cello, like a limoncello that everybody would know, made out of
orange cello.
blood oranges. So it's just the zest, just the rind of the blood oranges. Where I have limoncello, but I make it from Meyer lemons, and I actually do it. I make a blend of Meyer lemons and regular lemons, organic regular lemons, because I like the blend better than just the Meyer and just the lemon.
Maybe get a little trebly. Yeah.
It's balanced. It's more when you do Meyer lemons, I think they're a little more base, and so you don't realize like how I did a Meyer lemon vanilla infusion, and I was like, it's so base. Like there's no.
Vanilla's tricky. Vanilla will betray
And the
you in a
Meyer
moment.
actually tastes more like vanilla. So I'm just like adding
yeah, I see
that feel, whatever chemical that's in there, it tastes super vanilla anyway.
Was
There's
that
something
fair to say
about that
vanilla in
Meyer
general?
lemon
So
rind.
Whether it's
Is
a
this-
bean or an oak or
So it's like I
Bland.
added to it, and I was like,
It's a
this
chemical.
is just like base on base. This is just blah on blah. And when we say base, like in the cocktail world, it's like we're talking about like meh, like
in the
that's what it
sense of
tastes like.
acidity, it's flat. It's
But you
it
need
needs something to spice it
acidity
up.
to move things,
Yeah.
right? You need like salt, you need bitters,
you're looking
you
for
need
dynamics,
things,
yeah.
you need lift, right? So we're talking about balance. So I added regular lemons in there because it, had a little like, how do I tell people, like a lemon head, a little bit regular lemons. When you make it a
Classic
limoncello,
lemon.
just regular lemon tastes like a pure lemon head.
I would imagine the combination is
Myers-
more along the lines of like a lemon meringue pie. Like
Yeah.
you get a little bit of both of the soft
Exactly.
and the high-pitched and the acidity.
And it
sweet.
builds throughout the
thick.
palate. So try it because it literally will.
We're gonna try it right now.
It's going to move. It's going to be just like that lemon meringue
so
pie where you're getting like this beautiful sense of like creaminess from that Meyer lemon, but that lift from the regular lemon that you're going to need.
All right, so up next we've got your limoncello. Yes.
Yes,
No?
yes.
It is
Part-
the bond as
half
we discussed.
is it half Meyer, half regular lemon?
Yes.
Half the lemon heads.
No, it's about
60-40?
It's about 60-40.
Just like you and Gerard, 64.
60-40, baby. 60-40.
No, that's
You
99-1. We already said 99-1.
Everything's been class
Smears.
act so far, so. Oh, wow. You're not. Listen, that's lemon without becoming cleaning. And that's hard to do.
Right.
That's super hard to do. That's like a starburst on the nose. I'm about to.
That's
I
good.
want that sweetness, but a little bit of lift.
Man.
Did you get some, Oliver?
a lot of.
Get your glass
There's a
over.
lot of people that do limoncellos, and like you're expected to accept that bitter
Well,
aftertaste or
right.
that medicinal. Is that right? Chemical, almost
Right.
chemical aftertaste because of what they're doing, and you don't get that here, and that's. Yeah,
Thank you.
I mean, obviously, that's amazing. It's like getting the lemon dum dum sucker at the bank with your mom.
It's stupid. It's like
What do you mean you're going out with your boyfriend tonight?
What's the proof on that? Out of curiosity.
27 to maybe 30. No,
Proof or percentage?
percent. Sorry.
Got you.
No
You said
wonder-
that, I was like,
No wonder Tony's
Not
so
proof,
drunk.
percentage. Yeah, percent.
It's been a good show. Devoid of violence, mostly.
yeah. Our last episode, me and Wilson just talked about how I fucked people up.
Look, I've been in a listen. I've been
I
in
kill anyone.
There's so many people that literally have cursed my name. They literally come back to the bar to drink more to tell me that they cursed my name the night before. And I was like, but you're back.
You win.
I love you.
I fought in a war and not felt so much violence as I did on the last show. I was the one that was somehow the soft boy. Like, I couldn't believe. And it was great. I mean, great for exactly what we were doing. Like, and I highly recommend this.
Yeah,
May
but
be
like
the show
we
that-
were working in downtown St. Louis when nothing was going
It's
on.
not that
There was an empty
where it was
motel
happening.
across the street from us that was
it's
just
just interesting that
a
it
hobo
was
hangout.
happening.
different. It was a different game.
What? You got a
Man, I
bathroom
got lucky. I worked at this bar called Ombra that was literally on the street of Andersonville where the farmer's market was right around the
Was that
corner.
before or after
They
the
were
violet
open.
hour?
It was before.
It's forever a joke to me, and I'm sorry.
You almost
I don't know how
answered
to
it
move
seriously too.
It's my own hang up. I'm sorry.
Man, though, like we used to lift the windows up because it was an outside indoor bar. And you could lift, I just lifted 2 big windows up and I had people sitting on the sidewalk
Okay.
at my bar that I could service
Like
them.
1764 before they closed.
It was better than that.
I mean,
Because it was
the
tiny.
bar is low there.
It was tiny, and it was a tiny Italian pizza joint, like stone fire, like 00 flour dough, like incredible
listen,
pizza,
as an
incredible
Irishman, I have an
wine. Like
incredible affinity
Marty
for pizza,
Fosse used to work for Spiaggia. Like he don't fuck
Bergamot,
around,
so.
you know. Like he was my like dad away from my dad.
Are you guys done?
Marty Fosse. All right, let's
I
talk.
hate the misogynistic culture
This
of the
is-
show.
So Bergamot.
I hate it.
Explain to
Fuck
people
the
who don't.
patriarchy.
Explain
No,
to
man,
people who don't know
seriously,
what
fuck it.
Bergamot is.
What
Made in-
Bergamot?
Yes, London.
This is something that you can't, bergamot, you really can't get in the States. I got really lucky with Boomy Growers. I found them on Instagram. They're absolutely incredible. They're under the Instagram of Yuzu Lemons, I think. A couple of underscores, but they're amazing. And they got me like, they are from India and a small family. And Justin McMillan found them, and I was like, I need to get this bergamot, and I have to fuck around with it because it's only in Italy. Like
I might be ignorant too. Isn't Bergamot more of like an orange than it is?
bergamot is an orange.
Yeah, it's like a bitter orange, right?
It's a
Or-
bitter orange. It is bitter, but I don't even know if it's bitter. It's just different.
It's more
savory.
herbal. Yeah, it's in a lot of teas. or at
There's
least,
yes, it's
like,
in
Earl
Earl.
Grey's known for it.
The best way that you can know bergamot is from Earl Grey tea.
Yeah.
That's the only way that you're gonna know it.
Yeah, I guess bitter is an unfair thing to say, but
the
definitely,
only way you're gonna
definitely
know it,
a
honestly.
savory orange.
Yeah. There's like lots of peppercorn, and the oils are just like savory and weird and different and like
It's the Cindy Crawford of citrus. Take
What?
it how you want. Take it how you want. I'm not. All I know is I'm not wrong.
who are you?
I would say it's the Mia Khalifa of citrus.
How dare you, sir?
Yeah.
You want to say like girls just want to have fun with this bergamot? Like what's
Cindy
going
Lauper.
on
I was
here?
talking about Cindy Crawford.
White on white.
Sid,
Right
look-
Did I say Cindy Crawford? I said Cindy Crawford.
You said Cindy Crawford.
you said Cindy
Yeah,
Crawford.
Yeah, Cindy Lauper's girls
Oh.
want to have fun.
what?
Cindy Lauper, girls just want to have fun.
Oh yeah. yeah.
Goonies are.
Oh, is that
alright.
what you meant to say?
Goonies.
No,
Cindy
it's
Crawford?
not.
You said Cindy Crawford.
You said Cindy Crawford.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Well, yes.
I don't find her very exotic.
Got that mole. She got a tan, oily a little bit. Like
She's American.
from all that.
Dude,
American
she's
as
fucking
fuck.
American.
Yeah. American as fuck.
But yeah, she is.
Yeah, she-
She's got all that suntan oil on, like a bergamot orange.
What? What?
I don't hear your guys' arguments, so I must be winning. You got
The
nothing.
only time Cindy Crawford tastes like this is when she's at fucking after she's been fucking
I'm waiting
oiled
for
down.
That's what I just said.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Copper tone. Oil.
I don't get it.
Oil.
It tastes weird. Good luck.
Cindy Crawford was like a
Thanks, Cindy.
like a 12-year-old thing or a 10-year-old thing even.
Yeah, Cindy Lauper is not. She
Cindy
makes
Crawford.
infomercials.
Pepsi's
She's
nothing
so
without
American.
Cindy Crawford. Pepsi is nothing.
Cindy Crawford, not Lauper. More
It's
interesting.
important that
than
we
Lauper.
establish.
I like Cindy Lauper.
Ooh, if I
I
have
like
to pick
Cindy
between
Lauper
the
probably
two,
more, but I also haven't seen her in 30 years.
Cindy Lauper is fucking amazing.
I wonder what Cindy Crawford looks
I don't
like.
need
she
to
was in an
see
episode
her.
of 30
She's
Rock,
done
and she
amazing
was
things.
amazing. She's
She's
hilarious.
Pulled a picture of
produced
Cindy
more.
Crawford?
Cindy Lauper's produced more in 30 years than anything.
Turn my phone off.
Cindy Crawford went to like fucking infomercials.
Now, you guys probably know this, but
Cindy
I'm gonna throw it out
Lauper
there.
did Kinky Boots on Broadway.
You know
like,
that
come
Cindy
on.
Lauper actually
I
did
don't
the
know.
theme song to Pee Wee's Playhouse?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, like Cindy.
Do you not
on
know who
both of
Cindy
them.
Crawford is?
Yeah, he does not. That
What the
no.
fuck?
It'd be
How
surprising
old are
if his,
you?
if his dad knows who
25.
Cindy Crawford is.
He's 25?
She's amazing. She was like the face of Pepsi. She had
Hang on.
that
What's
solid
your
mole.
Okay, hang on.
She
Wait,
was
wait,
hot.
wait. Pause. Seeing that picture of Cindy Crawford, what do you think about her? Like,
I'm not into old. You just,
okay, like find
I've
like
never not
Cindy
been into
Crawford
older
at
women.
21.
Like I don't understand that mentality. What do you mean?
Like
I
when,
realize this is
when,
time. This
when
is what we're
all
talking
three of
about.
us
This is what we're fucking
Yeah.
talking
When all three of
about
us-
right now.
were like kids, that was like
Check it
the
out.
thing.
I have an Instagram. If that
She did a movie with one of the Baldwin brothers that wasn't Alec Baldwin. Stephen Baldwin?
Billy or Steven.
I think it was
They're
Steve.
both.
But like they did a sex scene in it, and I remember it intensely.
I mean, she's
Yeah,
beautiful.
she's great. She's gorgeous.
She's amazing.
She's beautiful.
She was like the bar.
But Cindy
Like-
Lauper had time after time.
She's
so what are you
also-
gonna do? What do you-
She's smart as fucking. Cindy Lauper and Cindy Crawford, you know what?
It's the war of the
God bless you
Cindys.
both. You're
they
fucking
should
making
they
it
should have a show
happen.
together now.
Cindy Brady. And that
Cindy
would,
and
that would
Cindy.
really tie it up.
There you go.
That
Sell to
would
Netflix.
really, that would really.
What? What are you doing? What are you doing and
Three
talking about?
Cindy's. It's a new show.
No, no.
It's on the
So
Discovery.
anyway, the limoncello.
So actually,
Bergamot's where
let's
we're
go back
at.
to it. So,
Oh, we're at the Bergamot.
Cindy
Great,
Crawford
great,
of
great.
YouTube.
The Cindy Crawford of fucking A.
the coolest thing about Bergamot is just how much like,
It's weird, man.
well, yeah, but how much savory grain you get out of it. Like
Yes.
the thyme, the man, like
So I'm really excited because I really want to put like, instead of, this is just like the base of, this is only the rind with simple syrup
yeah.
and Everclear. This is only it.
Have you ever messed
That's
around
it.
with-
What you just tasted.
have you
That's
ever messed
it.
around with throwing some,
That is just bergamot rind.
Nice.
What's crazy is
You didn't add anything herbaceous.
I didn't
to
add
it. That's impressive.
anything.
No.
That is just the rind. So I want to see what it does with a little coriander, a little rhubarb root, and a little chamomile, a couple other things. See if it rounds out, make a liqueur out of it that's like more fun and more
I actually think
interesting.
This is.
I fuck around with chamomile too.
I would actually say.
love
I would
it.
actually argue. That
Careful
this
with
is,
chamomile. Killed my vermouth that I tried.
Yeah.
The only one I could get it to
Careful
work in
with
of all time
chamomile.
was that Japanese vermouth that I was using it in.
Chamomile will kill your shit
yeah,
if you
it-
do
it's
too
already
much.
the
It'll
tannic.
kill it.
Yeah, sorry.
You'll be like, fuck, a little bit's good, and then a little too much.
Yeah,
You're
a
like,
little
oh my
spearmint,
God,
little
it's
chamomile.
dead. It's
Actually,
just
this is
chamomile.
Sugar, yeah, it's oof.
I actually think this is pretty interesting on its own.
I think it is too.
I don't.
Because it's so
I don't
interesting.
want anything else from it. Like the fact that everything you mentioned is already there, and like, how do you run that out?
I think that we're interested in it, but the question is like, how do we get other people interested in something
I know,
like
but
that?
like, so there was
I mean,
there's a
my
local group that made a dandelion liqueur.
lions,
Lions
too.
It doesn't matter what
I
the
have
fuck
it
it's
over.
called.
I'll bring it over here.
I tried it.
It's a little too medicinal.
I would almost say
Yeah,
this
me
is,
too.
But there's also the
I would say
Amaro,
this is more on that side of things. And
Yeah, I want to do something crazy. I want to do something that people haven't had
have a
here in
dandelion.
St.
No one's
Louis.
had fucking just bergamot liqueur though.
I want bartenders here to like get it. Like once I put it on, I have a lot of it, and I want
to. The bartenders get it because I was going to say like the obvious answer to that.
I think
question is
bartenders
always,
need to get this
you can
stuff.
say that you can always the bartenders can always
Yeah, but
convince the
nobody
guests,
has-
it's convincing the bartenders first
Nobody has access to
because
just
this
straight.
is not hard to sell. I'm like at
Nobody has access to straight bergamot liqueur. Like this
Yeah.
on itself is unique enough that like I don't understand like what rounding it out would mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
Like
Because we do.
I would want to fuck with this.
I would too.
And
But then I also have that consumer mindset. I have
What?
my mindset that I want to fuck with that.
But you're making things that you want to drink, and I think
But also,
that's
like,
important.
right. So, but I also have to think about things that
like
maybe
musicians,
other
they're making
people
music
might
they wanna
want to
hear.
drink.
Yeah, but you're also like making.
I mean, like, but
You're producing things for a company that like is producing stuff for bartenders. Like you're not producing like you're not making like Jack Daniel's 3. Like you're making.
there's enough companies that are already interested in mass production and are putting in way more money and time and research into finding what that is. Finding the niche stuff hits the important people, hits the price point.
No pun intended.
Hits, I mean, yep.
I want to.
But and you're hard on yourself, and you're very humble as a person. So
I
think
know
we're
that
trying to
you,
gas
like-
you up
Listen,
legitimately.
you and I are the same. That you and I are our worst enemies all the fucking time.
I know. It's like
Nobody
it's-
dislikes Tony.
But
more than
isn't
me.
that like such a
Nobody
terrible
likes
thing
Andy
like
more
in
than
our
me. It's not. It's-
industry?
But it's a strength.
I think it's something that we should like come back and talk about. Is like, why do we feel this way? Why do we do this?
because everyone's going to say everything's great. Hey, boss, great job. Like everything's awesome. You know.
Yeah, like I mean, let's be honest. Like yesterday, I took the day off because it was nice. It's my first time ever. I'm 37 years old. I've been in this
Did
industry
you ride a lime scooter in
forever.
Forest Park?
I felt terrible being like, hey, everything's good at the commissary. Like everything that I've been doing is good. Like I have everything together.
Yeah,
It's a nice day. I'm going to take the day off. That's something that I have not done.
You
I
should,
don't
and we get-
do. And this,
Culturally, that's hard.
yeah, because I've been in a very toxic relationship with the restaurant
I would say
industry
with the-
my
I would say with
entire
the industry.
life.
There's like,
And so have you.
you remember Kathy Bates was in the office and she was
40
like,
hours
they
is
were all
like
trying to go to
nothing.
St. Patrick's Day at the bar, and Michael Scott kept wanting to leave, and she's like, "Do you feel like you put in a full day's work? Like you can leave if you feel that way." And like all of a sudden the guilt comes in. You're like, "Well, have I done everything?" And that's fucked up. Like, 'cause, like, of
Massively.
course you have. You showing up and participating is completely enough. Like,
Why am
what do
I
you- what- have I
obsessed
done
with
enough?
working? And the thing is like, even if it's my day off, I worked on the mobile bar that I am
Emails,
starting to get
which we haven't
into.
got into. Your
I
horse
know
trailer, which
because
I've
I'm
been
doing too
privileged
many
to see it.
things, like
There's
to
not-
talk about
you're
it in
amazing.
one like
Oh, you're doing
podcast.
too many things. You just talk a lot.
You have to
You
ask.
say no. I'm waiting.
Maybe you should ask more questions.
Oh.
Ask me questions.
I like it. I like it. This
You
is
say
why
I
it's a
talk a
3-hour
lot?
podcast. Earlier, Meredith comes from lots of towns. Two of the bigger ones being Chicago and St. Louis. I've heard you say that as much as you love Chicago, you have adopted St. Louis, and so I feel like you like both towns equally. There's no rivalry there for you currently.
Correct.
Would that be correct? I
it's
would imagine.
it's really hard because there's a lot of heart in Chicago, but now there's a lot of heart in St. Louis. I love it so much.
You know what I like the difference of is like in St. Louis, like if you don't leave your house for like a week, you haven't really missed out on anything.
Yeah,
But like if you want to do something 7 days a week, it's there.
it's there.
Whereas,
Well, it
like,
used to be in COVID, pre-COVID.
It's still there.
Yeah,
You might have to drive to St. Charles.
maybe I'm
Night
just a
or
little
two.
bit older and I don't want to. It's still there.
I mean, Spruce Street's popping now. It's good.
Hey man, I'm keeping it chill. I'm keeping it chill right now.
All
Right.
I've only got
But-
4 questions. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. But like with Chicago, like everything's going all the time, no matter what, with or without you. You know what I mean?
always with or without you. Yeah.
So like, you leave, you check out for a week, you come back, like there's a gap, you know. Where St. Louis, like you get to like pop in, pop out.
I don't know. I feel like Chicago still feels like when I go there from visiting, like I go there and it's like it never stopped.
Yeah, it doesn't stop.
The only thing that made it stop was, the pandemic and
Right.
that was
They're
it.
both like soap
but
operas.
I-
That's what I'm saying though.
Pick
Like,
It's
back
not
up
stopping,
in
but I
no
also
time.
feel like I can go in. Like things, the only thing that major change that happened within the 2 years that I've been here in St. Louis was the pandemic.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
have you only been here for 2 years?
yeah.
So when I met you, that was pretty instant, right?
Yeah, I was
didn't know
literally just here.
I thought you've been around forever. And
No, you were the first, actually one of the first people that I had really made a connection to
That's
in
crazy.
this industry.
Because we were so
Besides Denise Mueller and Kean Still, it was you.
Those are both terrible examples.
Well, we were fucking. Honestly, it was really great because we cuddled up on a
Those people-
bus.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this about Tony and I, but we went on like a whiskey tour.
Yeah, Uncle Nearest took us out.
Nearest took us out, and it was really
Shows
nice.
how much they don't know about whiskey.
And then Tony and I held each other really hard, sleeping on a bus, wasted.
It was instant.
Instant.
We all went out.
For our lives to be.
Oh, we went out.
Somebody showed up late.
Yeah.
And you sat down across the aisle for me, and we became instant best friends. It was insane.
Yeah, it was insane.
It was just shoop, and everyone else
Yeah.
just had to deal with this. It was crazy.
I just felt like I had known you forever.
Yeah, same. It's always been like that.
Like we had been through the same thing together.
So weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was uncanny.
We grew up in this industry. I think we just knew each other.
Yeah, but it was
from
a
that.
weird connection. And then I remember on that bus, everybody just had to watch our show. Because then I start fucking talking about Dustin. And about every drink he ever serves you was on my family's farm,
It's not wrong.
there's a pumpkin.
Is it all fucked up?
It's all dead.
All right.
It's all dead.
If it's dead, I'm still gonna ask you the questions even off the air.
All right, let's do it.
So he's got some questions for
Oh,
you.
this question. We're not rolling or anything, are we?
Yeah, we're on.
Oh, sorry. I guess it's still real.
Fuck it, let's do it. I love
All
you,
right,
Tony.
so,
I love you
just
so
real quick, I
much.
only have
Thanks for
I
hugging
only
me.
have 4 quick questions, and I'm just gonna ask you about something that happened in either Chicago or St. Louis. You just have to guess which town it might have been.
Okay.
So the first question is, which city was spray paint invented in?
Which city was spray paint
Invented in.
invented in?
Literally invented in.
Chicago.
Chicago it is. That is correct.
Do you know that
All
as a
right.
factor, or is that just
I know that for a fact.
I was just saying that we have Paint Lewis down here, so I thought it could be 50-50.
No, I know that for a
All right.
fact.
So
Shout out to
which
John
city-
Harrington.
Which city is known for having the first kindergarten?
Oh,
Why not?
I don't know this one. I'm gonna take a dice roll and maybe St. Louis.
Yeah, I mean, one to one.
One to one.
Yeah, we have a lot of weird St. Rose's cocktail I do here based on
That's
a
so
nun.
interesting.
The kindergarten and pre-education was a really weirdly big deal here in the late 1800s.
Do you know what year that was?
I didn't put that one down. It was in either the late 1800s or early 1900s.
Wow.
Because that was when
So when
the county
education
doing
was
district
actually
reviews.
an
St. Louis
important
was actually
thing.
blooming and
Well, that is the year, if you go by the history that I have learned, is when we got connected to everywhere else in the country via the railroad. We were on our own.
And then it also everybody had too many kids, and then they really
1837.
wanted to make sure that they went somewhere else while they
Lori
were
Gould
dealing
Wilder
with
said
stuff.
she'll watch them.
Because in the Industrial Revolution, after farming, and then we had too many children because everybody just had kids
The
to
first
work
baby
on the
booms.
farm. And then
Heterosexuality was too in charge.
it was doing charge, and then there was no more farms
That
because of
YouTube video
Industrial
saves
Revolution.
these, right? It's what happens if we have too many people?
Well,
Shut the fuck up.
now we're going to put them in
That's ridiculous.
public schools and breed them to work in factories. That's the
It's
truth.
the American way.
That's the
That or we'll contract you out.
well, they go to the military too.
yeah, or military. Factories or
Turns out
military.
that's accurate.
One or the other.
So the next two are more focused on our industry, and I have some interesting facts about them if you are curious.
We're curious.
So in 1918, which city had over 100 waiters arrested for poisoning stingy tippers? And I had to do some research. This is real. This happened.
Say it again. 'Cause
St. Louis.
I don't think
In
it's
1918,
Say
which
it
city had over 100 waiters arrested for poisoning stingy tippers?
poisoning stingy tippers.
Poisoning them. This is prior to-
Chicago?
It is
You said
Chicago.
both.
It is Chicago.
Chicago.
Chicago had. It was also. It was a substance that they were selling called emetic tartar, which in addition to causing vomiting, headaches, and dizziness, can be lethal in large quantities. 2 bartenders were arrested for selling the powder at the bar at the Waiters Union headquarters. William Stewart Wood and his wife were arrested for manufacturing the powder. Wood sold packets of it for 20 cents and referred to it as Mickey Finn powder. You guys
Slipping
invented
a
Mickey's.
Mickey. Oh my god!
I was like, what the shit? And that was real. Like, so over 100 people in one day got arrested because they like tracked this all. It was a big investigation.
Because wow.
And so yeah, I thought that was pretty hilarious. I would like to continue.
Chicago don't fuck around.
I would like to continue.
They don't fuck around.
All right.
Listen, I'm from New York, and I moved to Chicago, and I was like, they don't fuck
awesome.
around.
I don't like cut anybody off or anything. That's
Chicago don't fuck
I
around.
didn't know that until
I come from a
literally 2 days
mob
ago.
family. Chicago does not fuck
Do you really
around.
want to say that on record?
Yeah.
I'm Sicilian as fuck. So do you really want to say that on record?
No, I do not.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't none to fuck with.
They're all honestly,
Or our waitresses.
they're all dead. My uncles
No,
are
mine are
all
not.
they're all dead.
So this was an
So-
interesting fact I found too.
They're not all dead, but they're pretty much, a few of them are living in Florida. And
Right,
anyway,
got a
continue.
dead.
I'm sorry. We were just
Why are you sorry? No.
Let's
That's
not
why I
talk
said
about it.
These had talking points. I wasn't trying to rush through them.
You're
I
right.
was-
Let's go.
Sorry, okay, it was the last one though.
Let's go.
All right.
I'm just drunk.
In which city was the first cocktail party had?
Say it again.
In which city was the first cocktail party had?
I know this.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yep.
Positively
Clara.
the newest stunts in society. What was her name?
Clara.
Conosaurus Rex.
No, it's Clara. What is her name? Is it Clara? Her first name?
No, but you want to think about the last name is probably your best bet. Because that's how they refer to her a couple of names, but the last name's always the same.
Yeah, but she was like a socialite
From
here.
New York, honestly.
Yeah,
Like,
but
she
then she
wasn't-
moved here
Actually,
to
think
St.
they-
Louis, and she made like
she was infamous because
Actually,
she
I
would let
threw-
every single no matter
Walsh,
who they were-
Walsh,
is
Walsh.
Exactly correct. Yeah, yes.
Walsh.
I figured you I had a hunt. The reason, half the reason I put that down is I had a feeling you knew that.
Yeah.
I threw an
Because she
event
was infamous for
around it.
bringing in no matter who they were, like race, color, creed, wealth. Like she'd bring them up to the hotel room and they would just get fucked up.
Yeah, because
Like,
she
that
had
was-
fucking money.
and
So she was like,
she had,
fuck
like-
it, I'm going for
She
it.
had
All
this,
of it.
insight and wisdom over it. Like, yeah. Sorry,
She
like,
was a
these were, like, news
socialite
to
that had
me.
money. It was like, yeah, Clara Walsh. She's fucking cool as shit.
I thought that was interesting. I thought it was
I
a
think
joke
it's
being
really
played
interesting.
on the internet.
It's real on St. Louis. Yeah.
the first cocktail party was pretty cool. Also, you guys had 100
I
waiters.
threw a party
poisoning
based
people.
on that
It's
too.
awesome.
I threw a party, but that my New Year's Eve thing was based on Clara Walsh's party. Actually, like I was like, cool. Like I researched it and I was like, I knew about it before, but then I researched it more and then I was like, well, what would they be drinking? And then I was like, but what could be big? Here's the thing. On God. Of course, the chefs did
I
everything
used to work there.
before. And then I was like, well, I'll do these all based on like flavor profiles of what they've made. And we're going to go for it. You know?
It
And we
turns
made
out my
something-
first cocktail party poisoned 100 people. So,
Oh!
What?
no, that's an outro joke.
I don't want this to be about like me
No,
bashing on God.
we're-
So I
we're
don't-
just-
you know.
Oliver's running out of battery power because
No, we got a second.
Hey, I love
will
you
say,
so much.
The last 2 times that I've been to On God, the bar sucked.
I'm sorry.
Like super bad bartender, like really slow, never got my drinks, gave me the
really
wrong
sorry.
thing twice before. It was great.
It's terrible.
apparently had a child in its pouch. It had boxing gloves
But
on.
if they buy
I
our
don't-
tequila, I'll love them.
Is that the teeth suck? Is that Family Guy? We're so sorry.
It's all I can do. I don't know what else to do except for that. I love you guys so much. Thanks for having me
We love
here,
you
and I
for
hope to
putting
see
up
you
with
again.
my
And
nonsense.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for
So, before we let you go,
Well, it's
Yeah.
been a night.
you want to turn the camera for a second?
Yeah.
Cool.
What do you want to do?
Beep, 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 beep.
Mommy baby mushrooms. Mommy baby mushrooms.
So, like, share, and subscribe, and bear. If we said things horribly out of context, or you just want to tell us how much you hate us, email us at info@twobears1bar.com. We fuck with numbers, so it's 2bears1bar.com. Besides that, the people who are enjoying this, like, thanks for listening, and let's keep it going. Tell your friends. I actually grabbed somebody's phone today and subscribed them to the podcast. So
That's why we have a subscriber now.
you just cut my hair. So that was it. So what's up, V Vegas? They're all now subscribed to Two Bears One Bar. So anyway, thanks a lot for paying attention to this, and keep on going. Share the bear. Anything else?
Love, peace, and hair grease.
If you want to switch it back to Meredith really quick, and then we'll go. I'm sorry.
Nope. Now Meredith, give it to
All
us.
right. So, what's your website? How can people get a hold of you? Like,
You can Google my name.
you have a website.
I do have a website. It's www.meredithbarry.com. It's MEredithBarry. Yeah, let's just hang out.
And
Rather that.
keep
Rather
looking out for
that.
spirits out there. And then if you
La
had anything,
Verita with Gerard Kraft out of Niche. It's
Yeah.
Pastaria, and yeah, we're
and
doing it.
if you had to say anything to the people, what would you say? Mine is, I'll tell you mine, because I haven't got to say it on this podcast yet. Yeah, I haven't said it on the podcast yet, so it's worth. I always say stop passively consuming and start actively tasting.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, but you have
Passively considering and actively tasting. Is
passively
really good.
consuming.
Passively consuming. And
Yeah, because like we hang out,
actively
you do it,
tasting.
I do it, he does it. Right now,
We are. We are active tasters, and then sometimes
We're also passively consumers.
Oh yeah,
Like we literally just drink
passive
half a bottle of
consuming
Verita.
right now. Also, like I'm pretty sure that my face is catching up to my liver. That's my way out.
That's what you want to tell the world?
That's for you, Joe Condor.
Andy?
Watch out for snakes.
Bye.
There you go, world. Watch out for snakes. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening. Two Bears, One Bar. We'll get you back on real soon.